Hey, good evening, YouTube. We've officially reached the most oddest day in news I've ever seen. What's going on? Hey, just going to run a chat tonight. Anybody wants to jump in? I haven't even got links ready. I just barely got my dinner eaten. But, man, talk about throwing you for a loop today. Who saw this coming? And you would think that the second coming was upon us based upon some of the conservative Twitter people, folks. But if you didn't hear, Kanye West came out in like a full-on support tweet storm for the Trumpster today. And it just totally caught me off guard. I was just laughing all day. Like Kanye's not still an egomaniac that he's always been. But people were all up in his business, like giving him all this support. And he didn't lose a bunch of followers, which there's already an article about people are surprised he didn't lose all his followers for supporting Trump. Oh, man. What a day. And it keeps getting weirder. But the expected has come upon us as well. And let me get some people in here and some things started before we get this thing rolling, I guess. But how's everybody been? I've been delinquent in my morning chats, not by design, just by I've been too busy and my schedule's all whacked out. So I've been struggling to find time to get it done in the morning. So we'll see what we can do tonight, and we'll piece it back together at some point. Don't worry, hang in there. Not gone away, just reorganizing, I guess you'd say. So get some things out here. I guess you could say from the news today, we're already off the rails, so don't worry about getting us off the rails if you want to come in and chat. All right. Who's out there tonight? Anybody out there chatting? Nobody in the chat room yet? Come on, it's middle of the week. What's everybody doing? Everybody on the East Coast is probably in bed already. All right. See what we can put together here. You have to spell people's channels names. Am I not following KC on the G Plus? Maybe. Bad. Fix that. So did anybody out there not hear about Kanye West supporting Trump and the ensuing madness that ensued after that? Melting down of vast areas of social media on the left. Yeah, let's send that out and we'll roll with it. Hey, what's up, Stinger? This has nothing to do with entertainment television. What are you talking about? This has to do with it was mainstream. It was regular stories and everything. Still is. I mean, it was just literally like 2 hours ago. It wasn't even like outside of the last. Let's see, what's this? 8 hours ago. Maybe I just caught on to it 2 hours ago. Maybe that's what it is. But if I can find the original tweet to it was hilarious though. You could just get your entertainment for the night, Stinger, just going through a Twitter feed on this. Yeah, I don't do normal TV at all. So somehow the what I would call the prime example of what's wrong with modern culture is now underpinning Trump's presidency. If you can imagine anything more just unreal than that. I mean, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian were like the what's wrong with pop culture, and it ends up supporting Trump, and everybody's on the bandwagon now like he's a normal guy or something. See if we get Tony in here to see what he thinks of it. He might still be working though. Let's see if that's there's Tony. You can't get in with what I sent you, Tony. All right, let me finagle something here. I'm trying to work a couple different things. You're not working, Tony? App O. What's App O? Apo. Okay, no spam and poison. What's going on? Hey, M Long, how's it going out there your way? It's been a minute. All right, done, Tony. Lover of truth, what's going on? I think maybe Kanye could be waking up from whatever weird environment he is in. I have such a hard time believing that. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Lover of truth brings up a good point. He got institutionalized. Kim had him committed for like a month, right? Way back. What was that about? I can't even remember what he did, but it was like something similar, like not part of the agenda type thing. That's right. But yeah, he's not known for normal behavior, so it doesn't surprise anybody, I don't think, that he does things like this. But still, it's not so much that what Kanye said that has me all amused. It's what like the conservative Twitter sphere and social media and pundits, the love fest now all of a sudden for Kanye's this great, bright, brilliant businessman and everything, when instead of an egomaniac. If you know what I'm saying. All right, Tony, it's sent. Check it out. Oh, Apu. I thought it was APU. Apu. I thought he always was. That's why he was running the store there. Thought that was always the case, right, Stinger? You got a bad connection tonight, then? We won't be sending you we won't be worried about you coming in then, Stinger, if you got a bad day, bad links. So it just goes to show you how inconsistent people are in their thought and how they just jump on the bandwagon when a guy like Kanye comes out and says something, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's this great thing." Like here, they're saying this tweet right here. Kanye sending a message to Black Americans, people of color, a message that you can think for yourself, don't have to be duped by the DNC, etc. Is that really what he's saying, or is he just playing two-party politics to up his stature? Everybody's jumping off the bandwagon. Let's go check it out. Hey, Practical Outdoors, how's it going? Yeah, it's been a while since I've talked to everybody. I guess it's been 2 weeks now. What do you mean, what won't work, Tony? It's just the same link as always. I sent Saints the same link as I sent you. I think it's your operator error on your end, Tony. That's what I think. As would always be the case, I would always blame you. So is everybody loving the great spring weather? We've got quite a bit out here. It's definitely a time to get some work done. Hopefully this doesn't go like last chat we did, and nobody shows up for like the first hour. I'm here talking to myself. It feels like without questions to be asked, I can't really converse with myself so much. I mean, it's amusing and all, but it's not that amusing. No, lover of truth. I did not see Trump at the French president. I saw him plant a tree together. Um, I didn't see anything about dandruff. You sure it was dandruff? Wasn't it like dust or something? Maybe they did plant a tree around dirt. Maybe it was just brushing the dirt off or something. But I did not see Trump. Yeah, I would imagine. I think his arrogance precedes him for sure. But the other thing I wanted to chat about, if I guess a lot of people have been following this story out of the UK, the kid that was being basically denied any medical care to die. His parents were holding out; they wouldn't let him leave the country to seek medical care. And then there was this post today by their local police department because people were putting it out on social media about how the UK was killing this kid, and the police said, "We're watching you." Very much 1984 like. So that's the two key parts of the title tonight. Um, is Kanye going to be able to save us from this end state that we're zooming towards at the rapid rate? We're pretty much you'll be arrested for stating unpopular opinion, or worse, not be able to unpopular thought. Talk about thought crime. We've talked about that quite often. And are we heading that direction? Well, I mean, are we not? I mean, who could deny it? The question is, how do you use this event, I guess, these events to point out to the folks the issues at hand and the problems that are befalling us? That's the way I would frame it. If anything, it's not good, bad, or indifferent. It's just the way it is. But people have this impression that it can always get better before it gets worse, instead of worse and then getting better. I guess is the way I would look at it. Yeah, there we go. So I guess this is the police force there in the UK. That's that local police of where that family's living. And they are watching your social media, and they may act upon them. What does that mean? I mean, anytime the police acts, it's an act of force, correct? Can't read between the lines there too much. It's just it's a passing off a threat is the way I would take that. And it's just more of what we have seen coming. I would see. I'd say. That is. Say. Wait 1 second. I'll be right back. Pause here for 1 minute. Or just mute myself for a minute. All right, that wasn't more than a minute, was it? Was anybody timing it? All right, so we're going to hang out here until I can drag this through the mud enough to get somebody in here, I guess. Who's that? Who's not rocking the free world, M. Long? Just the UK in general, I guess you'd say? Well, I don't think any of us are necessarily rocking in the free world the way things are nowadays. We might have little corners of it, but not the whole, that's for sure. It's a sad state that we are in. So I'm going to go ahead and click through to this link here. Well, I can't click that link, can I? That's not an active link. It's just a picture. Would have to go to, that's on Twitter. So how's everybody been doing? Is everybody surviving? Hey, Stefan, good evening. Yeah, what's going on? Haven't seen you in a couple other chats off on the side. Good day. I guess it's good morning. Oh, well, it's really early morning for you, correct? About, what are you, about 06 or so? I don't know if you're the only one worldwide. I think worldwide action around here. I'm a little too soft, I guess, on people. People like the hard hitting stuff. See if I can find a link for that UK tweet. And the thing is, it's not even trending. The story about that British family. It's not trending on any social media that I can find. It's just hit and miss where you can find certain things. And it's a shame because if there was some kid in a third world country who had to go to Britain to get an emergency surgery for some reason, they had this doctor that could do it, they would fly him in and take care of it. But they're allowing this kid just to waste away just to prove a point, I think. I did Poison on your G Plus. Oh, that's right. They had to go him long. They had to do it. They have to do a blood sacrifice for the newborn prince, right? I mean, that's what it is. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, the welcome the new baby tyrant into the UK this past week. Who's that? Stefan Merce? Is that somebody we should know? I'm not familiar with that name, or if I should be. Okay, let's see what we got here. I thought anybody but non-citizens could walk in him long. So let me run down a couple of links here. I guess there was they had been talking about flying the kid to Italy for care. The Pope even offered a helicopter apparently earlier today. Italy has granted him citizenship. So this is out of the Express. Let me pull this over. Check that out. So this is several hours ago from earlier today. So I don't think this actually happened. But a judge ruled that, I mean, this just is what baffles the mind. A judge ruled that Alfie, that's the kid's name, will not be allowed to be taken abroad for treatment. How do you deny? Talk about being denied freedom of travel. Like you have everything else set up, but they will not allow you to go somewhere else. Like it's taking away from the judge, we're taking away from the UK government. Is like it's any skin off their back. And they're in probably some grand conceptualized idea of themselves, they feel like it would be taking away from them. It is just bizarre the way the way things are going. This is what makes your head hurt. So they switched off his life support on Monday, but he's still breathing unassisted. There was a couple things from earlier this week about they had to do CPR, I believe. It's a sad, sad story. People can't get the help they want to try to all avenues, and some judge just doesn't even allow them to try. It's like, talk about a reason to go postal on somebody. That's it right there. if I go postal, something like that happened. Don't let them fool you. You got to feel for the family. So there's been a vigil outside the hospital where he's located for up to quite some time. It's just, how do you let this stand? Why do you? It would just burn places down. There's no way you could let this stand, especially if the kid dies, which he will if he doesn't get any life, treatment that's potentially out there. So they ruled in February. Mr. Justice Hayden ruled, just to throw that name out there. If anybody can contact him and give him a piece of your mind, whoever he is, he ruled that doctors at the hospital, Alder Hay, could stop treating against the wishes of the parents following hearings in the family division of the High Court in London and Liverpool. So 2 places to burn down that are out there. A court of appeals upheld that decision, and the Supreme Court justices and the ECHR, which I think is the health network, whatever you'll call it, their socialized medicine organization, refused to intervene. So the Supreme Court didn't step in at all. And then they said the couple was saying that the kid is being wrongly detained because if the hospital is not treating him, why would they be justifying holding him, right? Let the kid go and get swear. But it is just a sad situation indeed. And there's a slew of comments down here at the bottom. That's 76. You think there would be more? And then there's people down here also justifying the actions. I'm no fan of the Pope, but it's just bizarre people would justify that type of action. Hey, who we got in here?
Sergeant Major.
Hey, what's up, boss?
Thought I'd sneak in here, see what was going
on. Apparently, Tony said you're the only one that can send him a good link. He was relying on you.
I'm on it.
I've sent him with 2 different ways, and he says it's not working.
Well, let's see if I can make anything happen.
Saints, yeah. Right. Well, if you got in, that means it's not just the link. At least but it's weird how things work. Sometimes you can get them, and depending on how they're sent, you can get in, and you can't other ways.
Okay, he got it. Or it went in his window and he clicked on it. So let's see if it'll work for him. How you doing today?
All right. Yeah, just it was kind of conflicting stories today. That this last minute, pretty significant, I would say too. If you just think of the implications down the road, with in particular with this British story. Have you followed any of this at all?
Is that the one where the child, they refused to give the child treatment, just going to let it die?
Yep, that one.
Yeah. Well, they'll set precedents. Well, we can't put that kind of money in your kid. But we'll pay for the funeral, so go ahead and pull the plug.
Well, what's more bizarre though is they have the ability to go to Italy and seek treatment there, but they're not even allowed to do that. I mean, talk about murder by the state, you know.
Oh, well, that's even better. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, you can't believe it's happening, but we talk about euthanasia and all the agenda for depopulation and everything else, and it's like, you want to see what socialized medicine gets you? Here you go.
Yeah, that's par for the course there. That's another one on their side of the list over there on their side. Well, if we can't get them this way, we'll poison them, and if we can't get them that way, we'll refuse treatment to them, and if they want to leave, we'll just seize their child till it dies. I believe I'd probably go ballistic on something like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah.
I mean, you know, I think there was a movie out a couple years ago where a guy went in and, you know, they wouldn't treat his kid because he didn't have enough money, so he forced him to treat his kid. So.
Oh, I didn't see that. I don't remember that.
I think Denzel Washington was in it. It was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Now there was the one. Was it Morgan Freeman? This is probably 20 years ago, where the person that killed his kids he killed them before they could get a trial or whatever. Killed him on the courthouse steps or something like that. It was called A Time to Die or something like that, I think.
Oh, I don't know about that. I didn't.
That was way back. That was like 20 years ago. That was a good movie.
One where a guy went in the emergency room and ordered him to fix his kid or something, and the guy, he didn't have. I don't know. I just I think I might have been about half days when I watched it. It's been several years ago, but his kid had terminal illness, and he didn't have money to have it treated, so he went and forced him to do it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think pretty much any parent would do that if you thought there was any chance, right? I don't know anybody that's not going to go all out, do whatever you can. And people that are down or degrading them for it's just bizarre. Like there's no value of life, you know?
No, none at all. It's cheap. That's just like, what was her name? Gloria Allred got up or Gloria. She was a Secretary of State. Boy, got up and said that 350,000 children were killed in Iraq, and in her eyes, it was just, you know.
Say that again, Saints.
I think it was, what was it? Gloria Allred, one of the secretaries of state a while back, said that they asked her if they thought 350,000 children being killed. And she said, well, in our eyes, it was worth it, or something.
Oh, no, that was former Secretary of State, the old lady. Aldred is just a lawyer.
Was it Gloria? What Gloria Allred was it?
No, that's just a lawyer.
But what about all the beautiful babies that we slaughtered?
I can't
No,
even
what
think of that woman.
you're talking about, and I got her face in my mind, but she was
Yeah,
Clinton's
I did
Secretary of
too.
State.
Oh, what was her name?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Somebody
There's so many. There's so many out there that are on the freaking chopping block, dude. That everybody that's done so much.
Oh.
It's hard to keep up with all of them now.
Albright, Gloria Albright.
Gloria Albright.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Yeah,
Albright.
Yeah,
I was close.
Oh yeah, you were right on it, but I knew it didn't sound right. Albright. Yeah, that 60 Minutes interview, right?
Yeah, that's the kind of people you want leading your country.
Yeah, this article I got up here, this is from tonight. And I guess it's a second opinion. A doctor that's giving a second opinion is going off on him.
Well, that doctor's saying they're holding him captive too. So there you go.
This doctor's from Poland.
Yeah, a lot of. Yeah, let's get some screen time here. Let's blow this out of proportion where we can all get on TV. You know,
I think it's just overreach by the state or whatever their government is, or whatever, just to prove a point that they can tell you what to do.
I don't think it's overreach. It's written in there. It's written there in their law and their socialized health care. It's written that they can do that.
Yeah.
And it's just now coming down to something that's really people are paying attention and saying this is what you've been supporting. Like,
well, I thought I got Tony linked up anyway. Said need the call in.
No, I know you did because I asked Tony for the link and he sent it to me and it worked. So obviously,
let's see if I can get over and add him and then call him. See if it'll ring him. I'll try that.
Obviously, High Desert, man. You do not have it. I don't know how you got Saints in here, but that was difficult.
Well, obviously, if Saints can do it, it's operator error on your end.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't see no message though, so I can't confirm or deny that.
Yeah.
It's all good.
All right, I'll see if I can get him added here and get him.
Yeah, so have you followed any of this, Stinger?
I followed the one about the kid in England. I think that's been bullshit for quite a while. The Kanye thing, no. I mean, I know he said things in the past.
Let's do one thing at a time now. So don't get off track here. We'll dig into that. I was wanting Tony to. We'll let Tony attack that one since he's the
Kanye
MAGA
one?
guy. Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, I saw Tony posted some video about black people coming over or waking up. I haven't watched it though.
Oh yeah.
It's not giving me the option to add anybody, so yeah. It's one of those weird hangout boxes that has no options at all.
Yeah, this kid's been in the hospital, I guess, or he was first diagnosed in December of 2016. So this has been going on for a long time. Hey, Walter Davis, what's going on? Good evening. Thanks for checking in. See what kind of diminished comments we got in the bottom of this article. Sorry, they're not going to accept comments on that article. So they've shut down comments on this article. Probably because of all the other ones they got on the other articles. So here's what really led us to get into this article, this story tonight. The police are warning social media users over threatening behavior. Which didn't seem really what they were saying when I posted showed earlier.
Well, if they're in England, about all they're down to is torches and pitchforks. I don't even know if they got any pitchforks left because they have no guns and they have no knives. So, guess they better get them a rock and a.
Well, they still got vans. They have vans.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, but if they're on the second floor, the van's really not going to do any good. So, you know, they can only attack ground level unless they set up a ramp. So, yeah, maybe they can fashion some kind of a rudimentary stone tomahawk or something to use in their siege on the hospital.
I don't know. There's got to be a reason why they're going after everybody's stuff like that, not just America, but everywhere around the world. I think it's all coming to a head, man. This thing might light off soon. I don't know. Just kind of find it strange. It's a big push.
Yeah, it's just like a culmination of things coming together. Yeah, what do they call it? Apex or a lining of the stars, or
I mean, just look at Hitler and all his gun control right before he went after the Jews. So I mean, who knows?
I'm gonna call it a choke point because there'll be some choking going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Assault choking might be banned.
well, I'm sure that's true.
Yeah,
but only if you're a citizen. Immigrants get a free pass.
Well, Pelosi's already got up and said she's out there, you know, dancing around on stage saying, well, when the Democrats take the House and Senate this time, gun control is on our agenda. So just a FYI for what it's worth.
Yeah, I figure either way, Republicans or Democrats, they're all going to screw us over on that, no matter what. Who do you want to screw you over, though? Somebody who says they have your best interest at heart, or somebody who actually blatantly comes out and says it up front?
You got a point there.
Yeah. I know if Flake or McCain even run, I know Flake's not running, but I don't know about McCain, but even one of them run, I'm voting Democrat if I have to. Screw them. I'd rather have somebody who's a little bit, at least honest. Honester, I should say, if that's a word. More honest.
How's your work projects going there, Stinger?
Pretty good, man. I got all sorts of things in the fire today. Today I went and got some metal roofing that I want to be patching a hole in one of the roofs on the shed with, and then I'm also using the rest of it for chicken coop. It's a rain catchment, you know. And then just yesterday, or the day, yeah, yesterday, I made up this, which is really heavy. It's 20.5 pounds of lead, and I dropped a couple ingots.
Oh yeah, I saw that video or that picture you posted.
Yeah,
Your lead.
but I went ahead and made a pound of bullets, so that's kind of cool. Right.
I don't. Progress.
Yeah, and the guy I got the roofing from, since he was so nice, he gave that stuff to me. I mean, that's pretty cool. So I offered to fix his Savage 10 or Savage Model 11 308. Apparently, it's not very accurate, so I've already figured out what's wrong with it, though. So that'll be cool.
Oh, that's cool. Easy fix.
Yeah, well, these things are notorious for the front mount for the scope coming loose, or both of them actually coming loose, but the front one came loose. And I took the bolt out, took it all apart, cleaned it all up. I think it was the first time it had ever been taken apart and cleaned. And the ammunition he's got is some sort of remanufactured cast cast bullet stuff, real cheap.
Right.
So I have a feeling it was both the mount being not correctly mounted and also the crap ammo. So I'm gonna go buy some decent ammunition for it and sight it in and see where we're at. So, yeah.
I ended up with a new bolt action rifle I really didn't want. I got one of my kinfolk had a Remington 700 that,
Nice.
hey, I need some money. I need to borrow some money. Can you pawn this for a while? And I've been jabbing him for about 3 months on, hey, dude, are you going to come get this rifle? And finally he's like, no, you can have it. Well, thanks.
Wait, gave you a rifle?
Well, no, I pawned it to him. And he was supposed to come back and get it, and he don't got no money, so I guess it's mine.
Sweet. What's that chambered in?
7mm Remington Magnum.
Nice.
Freaking shells $30 a box. I don't know if that's nice or not.
Right. Yeah, this is actually the first time I got to mess around with a bolt action, and I've always wanted a Savage, so I already kind of did a lot of studying on it for a long time ago. So it was kind of, didn't have to really look into too much on how to take the bolt apart because I already kind of knew a lot of that. And it's kind of fun. I think it's the first 308 I've shot too. So kind of cool. I got to get me one.
Well, I had a 308. I didn't want another bolt action. I already had one, so I guess I got 2 now.
All right. I found a 9mm I've been looking for a long time over at the Park and Swap or the flea market, whatever you want to call it. It's a Star Model B, and those are getting harder and harder to find. But man, I'm trying to come up with the money to get that.
Is that a pistol?
Yeah.
Well,
I've always liked it since Pulp Fiction.
Those are made in Spain, aren't they? The Stars.
Yeah, it's a Spanish.
I remember when I was in Europe years and years ago, they carried, some of the officers carried the Star pistols, and some of them carried the submachine gun they issued them was a Star submachine gun, which they were like super junk, super really cheesy.
Yeah, this one, I mean, the Star Model B has been used in a lot of Hollywood stuff for 1911s. It was cheaper than a 1911 was, so they just used the 9mm and called it a 45 in the movies or whatever. It was in MASH and a few other ones. And then the one that I was introduced to it with is Pulp Fiction. It was Vincent Vega's pistol of choice, but it was nickel plated.
Oh yeah.
So you casted those bullets? You went ahead?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Did you use your big old giant heater thing? Did it work good, or did it take forever to heat up your big giant Dutch oven you were gonna melt them in?
Oh no, I didn't even use that, man. After putting I got a whole bunch of wheel weights and I got a whole bunch of scrap lead, right? And I melted down, and it's about 20.5 pounds, which I thought was quite a bit. It's not really, but putting it in that pot I don't even think it would barely cover, like a 1/4 of an inch of on the bottom of it. So I went ahead and I got a smaller cast iron pan, and I just used that instead. But my bullets came out in different weights, a little bit too much. So I think my heat was off. I'm trying to do it on an open flame, so really no temperature control on that. So I got to get that dialed in to, I guess, get consistent weight on bullets.
And you say you're going to powder coat those?
Yeah, the ones that I keep. I don't know if I'm going to keep them yet or not, or recast them, because as I said, it's a little bit different on weight.
I got you.
I guess Tony's having problems getting in still.
It must be that Jeep life must have got him.
I know he's got the link, though. He sent me one, and it works, so he's got to have it. I don't know, maybe he's just busy.
You the one? That's funny.
Yeah, Tony sent me the link that got me in, yeah.
That's funny.
So I know he got it.
See if I can send it to him another way. That's just funny.
And I'd really like to get one of those Lee bottom pour pots, but they take 700 watts, and that's a lot of watts. I'll have to find out from my solar guy if that's even feasible. I'm pretty sure it is, but I'm gonna have to turn off a whole bunch of other things in the house in order to do it. Do it on a sunny day or something.
No, the only thing I was concerned with was size, and you're supposed to push those bullets through a size die.
Mm-hmm. I have a sizing die.
But I got what I picked up was some of those bullets. It's got the mold I got. It's got like a gas check deal on it, and I don't know. Supposedly the sizing on those, you didn't have to push them through a sizing die.
Well, I know the Lee mold that I have now, when I cast these bullets, they're actually sized perfectly. I don't need to size them at all. They're the tumble lube design. They're meant to have a gas check on them, but I'm not going to put one because you don't need to necessarily put a gas check on a powder coated bullet, which saves you money. And
heck yeah,
with the powder coat, it's going to make it a little bit oversized, and then that's when you just put it through the sizer.
Well, that'll keep the lead and weight. That'll keep you from having to scrub lead out of your barrel all the time.
Yeah, I don't want to do that at all.
Pain in the butt.
I can imagine. Yeah, I got a lot of the equipment, most of it. I just haven't decided if I'm getting that Lee bottom pour pot or not. Man, I really want it, but I just don't know. 700 watts is a lot of power.
Wow, that's big time, huh?
I mean, I think I can do it, but I'd probably have to make sure everything in the house is kind of off, make sure I'm on float on my solar panels. And
yeah.
I only got a 2-cavity die, so I mean, it takes me a while to get these things made. I should have bought the 6-cavity die, or the 6-cavity mold, but I don't know. I just thought I'd start off small, I suppose.
Hey, 2 bullets at a time is better than no bullets at a time.
Well, right now they're all mismatched on size or on weight, so right now they're just good slingshot ammo, I guess.
Hey, that's
find you a middle of the road load to go in them. Don't max it out and don't bottom it out. Find you a middle of the road load and make sure you don't shoot it out of nothing that's 200 years old.
How's your coyote situation working?
I haven't seen any yet, but we don't have anything for them to eat yet. I mean, I've seen them around the land area, but not on our property per se. So
well, that's good.
Apparently,
that's close enough.
Yeah, and I had heard some things yapping before, and I thought they were coyotes, but apparently we have javelinas around here. So
they don't sound like coyotes, do they?
No, but I don't really know what a coyote. I mean, it sounded like more than one, and coyotes usually roam by themselves. So at the time, I thought it was a coyote, but I don't know if it was or not. The sound, anyway. I know what coyotes look like.
A coyote yip like a little bitty lap dog.
Yeah.
It won't bark. They'll bark a little bit, but when they bark, they sound like a little lap dog yipping.
Yeah, so it was probably javelinas then.
I can watch my dog, and I can watch my dog out here on the porch and hear a coyote start howling. And dude, you can see that strip of hair on right up the middle of his back. It stands up like a mohawk, dude. He don't like it.
Well, that's good. I gotta get me a good coyote dog. Apparently, HDP was telling me, but I don't know what breeds do you recommend?
Something bigger than the coyotes.
That helps.
I have a pit bull.
You've got your Pyrenees. Pyrenees are usually good to breed. What are they called? The black and tan. Not Saint Bernard. That's not.
My wife was wanting to know if there was a dog that she called it was a blue something. I don't remember. I'll ask her.
Hey, I'll tell you something that's mean and people underestimate them, and that's an old hound dog, like an old blue tick hound dog or something like that.
Yeah.
Those suckers, yeah, buddy.
Yeah,
Put
but
one
how
of them
good?
up.
How good are they around other animals, though?
I mean, they put one of them on a coon or put a couple of them on a coon, buddy. They'll be slobbering and chewing everything and get their mouth on up. They'll be chewing up tree stumps and limbs and
Yeah,
trying to get that coyote, chewing bark off a tree, or trying to get to that raccoon, going
it's
around a tree, take a bite and chunk, trying to bite the tree. They go crazy, dude.
yeah.
I
Great,
mean,
Great Pyrenees are good.
Pyrenees.
And there's other breeds. You just looking. I can't think of anything off top of my head. But yeah,
Labrador Retriever's good, but it probably needs, their temperature.
labs are about as dumb as a box of rocks in my book.
Oh yeah,
Okay. My wife says it was a blue heeler that she wanted to know about. I guess I've never even heard of that breed.
Yeah. Well, that's a hunting dog.
Yeah. Personally, I like the whole idea of a hound dog. I was always a big fan of the Dukes of Hazzard. So getting Flash
look
2.0
what that bear hunt with. Look what they tree bears with. They take them freaking old red tick and blue tick hounds and stuff like that out there and put on them, dude. They freaking eat you for breakfast. They got fight in them.
Cool. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, yeah. For sure. So since Tony's going to bail on us, I guess we can move on.
Right.
But yeah, that European situation, that whole UK situation, and this kid is just like a sign of the times of what people have been warning about for a long time, right? I mean, talking about genocide and euthanasia and the agenda of depopulation, and it's like socialized medicine, all the other ills of it, and like, here it is in front of our face, and there's people even justifying it.
Gave
People
up
that are
on him.
standing
Here
up for it. We don't care about him. Oh, so now he shows up after I discounted him already, right?
Dude, they make it harder and harder to get in here each time. It's asking for my blood type and all types of stuff.
Blood type. Tell him you don't have blood; you have oil in your veins.
Yeah, I'm just here at work trying to finish up, man. Almost done. These people just stupid down here.
Yeah. So, did you see the whole Kanye situation?
Oh yeah, I did a video before I left for work.
Oh, really? I must have missed. I was probably heading home.
Yeah, mine was like a take on the whole, just black people as a whole waking up, I guess. I figure it's nice if it's true, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's all,
Oh no! I mean, Kanye said what he said, but as far as it having an effect, I guess that's the question, right?
That's because conservatism is the new counterculture. He's trying to be different. He's trying to, I think, get attention.
So it's his version of being edgy.
I don't know if he is. I mean, all these people didn't have a problem with Donald Trump before he ran for president. They all wanted to be like him. So, I mean, I can see him maybe saying to himself, like, I didn't feel this way before he ran, So, I mean, I hope it is real, I think that I said it earlier in my chat, when black people wake up, then it's over for the whole government as a whole, the left, whatever you want to call it, just the whole stranglehold that the government has on the American people. When black people wake up, it's over. You know what I mean? I think. more than anybody else, anyways. Any other particular group, you know. I mean, if black people wake up, who's gonna go abort all their babies in these, you know, in the baby killing factories and all that?
Yeah, you figure the single worst thing to the black people in America has been the Democratic Party, but they don't seem to realize it.
I think some do, though. I think a lot do, but it's just not popular. You know, it's not popular to go down that path. I mean, the shit that he's getting, if you read the comments, I mean, his fans, not all of them, but I mean, they're turning on each other, turning on him, turning on each other, you know, and it's just so unpopular to not be a government slave, you know? It's like, you would think it'd be the opposite way. Like, it'd be so hard to talk people into being a slave, but it's way harder to talk them out of being a slave.
Well, it's like they said, even back in the Civil War, one of the Underground Railroad people said she could have saved a lot more slaves if they had only realized that they were slaves to begin with. That they had that, you know, they didn't even realize their own condition.
Yeah, people are used to and accustomed to getting their free shit. It's a lot easier to take.
The media, as far as, you know, video games or movies or music, everything is predicated on black people killing each other. You know what I mean? As soon as they figure that out, you know what I mean, that black people are the only people that have music. I mean, the Hispanic people do it too. The cartels do the same shit about killing each other, you know? So, I mean, they listen to the cartel music, and, you know, that's just a lifestyle. But, I mean, to the normal person, bragging about killing each other off is, I mean, it's not very productive.
Well, the Democrats are countering what Kanye's doing because their ticket they're going to run on this time, which it's all that crap's political. Y'all know that well as I do. Some of it may be from the heart. Rarely somebody at all may be from the heart, what they're saying. But the Democrats are countering Kanye coming out. Their next political stab at it is going to be reparations, because they were talking about Don Tucker Carlson last night. And that is what they're going to be pushing to get the black vote, is they're going to ask for reparations.
Again, I mean, how many times do we have to respirate their asses? They got 40 acres and a mule.
That's what they said.
I don't even have a mule. I just have 40 acres.
It's not even that, but it's not even that, dude. It's way bigger than that, okay? Like, if they're not doing that, if they're not doing what is stereotypical or whatever, who the fuck is gonna fill the prisons? You know what I mean? Who's gonna do these quotas on killing babies every year? Who's gonna fill all these statistical groups?
Mm-hmm. There are people getting paid for that stuff every time too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying there's incentive on both sides. Incentive from the people getting the free shit to get free shit, but the government has incentive to keep this one-way ticket or one-way train going where it's going. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how much?
Tony just muted himself or what?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Cut him off half sentence. Yeah. Well, I guess these posters of Kanye are popping up already today in different cities. Kanye 24. I mean, who could ever think? I mean, if we had told you when Trump got elected that him and Kanye were going to be tight, that would just been like the biggest joke ever. Like, it's like Bizarro land.
Yeah, that's why I really think it's an act just to be relevant, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, other than his statement about Trump, I don't watch the news, but I would imagine his stars have been kind of dimming.
Ever since Kim left him?
Yeah.
Or wait, did Kim leave him? I don't know. Who's Kim leaving? I don't know how that works.
I mean, if you want your name in the news, that's how you do it. You bring up Trump one way or the other. Look at Eminem. He did the same thing, but he's already not relevant again. So maybe, maybe this is a better tactic for an entertainer. Who knows?
Yeah.
And if he's legit, then I guess that's fine too. But, he shouldn't trust in one man, no matter what party he represents.
I think it was funny. Tucker cut the guy off. He said, well, let me ask you this. He said, you're asking for reparations. He said, are all these illegal immigrants that are coming in working, are they going to have to contribute to this reparations since, they just got here? Are they going to have to contribute? Man, the dude didn't know what to say. It was like, dun, dun, dun.
When was this? Was this tonight's Tucker Carlson?
I think it was either last night or night before last. He debated somebody from as one of the DNC talking heads that brought that up. Right. That's their campaign deal. But he hit them with, because they're all on the immigration too. But
yeah,
he put a double standard on it. Well, all these immigrants, are they going to have to pay reparations? Since and he just he didn't have anything to say. He hadn't even thought about that.
Well, they never have thought past their, own pocketbook half the time.
No, that was it.
Yeah.
I can't stand them, man. They'll be asked a simple question. Like Tucker does it all the time, but other people do too. They'll ask him a simple question, and the way they skirt around that, and obviously trying to skirt around that and take it to somewhere else is just upsetting, and they're never wrong. Their party's never wrong. Here's what you're not understanding. Let me put this in terms that you can understand. And then they try to, it's like, this is why people hate politicians.
Well, one of the reasons.
Just answer the freaking question, man. How hard is that? At least be honest.
Hey,
yes, I want to get on.
I did learn one thing that the Democrats understand and they know about, and that's nuclear war. Because they're all looking for friends. What are you going to do if we get nuked? What are you going to do if we get nuked? Probably not going to whatever I'm going to do. Probably ain't going to be with you.
I'll be glowing green.
I mean, they're looking for an out. The ones I talk to, they're looking for an out now. And, buddy, you don't poop in your own bed there. Now they're needing a lifeline. Throw me a lifeline.
Tony disappeared on us, I guess.
Yep. And I'm getting over.
Hey, G, what's up, man? Checking out. Thanks for coming to chat. We got Ronnie Brown out there, too. What's going on? America died in 1913. Hates poverty pimps. I think he's talking about Sharpton and Jackson. Right on.
I don't know. Can you really take anybody who named their child North by Northwest seriously?
Right? Yeah, it makes it difficult, right?
Mm-hmm. What if they have a sibling? It's going to be South by Southeast?
Yeah. But so you don't have a dog yet figured out?
No, I mean, I have a dog, right? I have a pit bull, but she ain't good for nothing. The little chihuahua will scare her to death and make her come running with her tail between her legs. So
that's funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious, especially the maintenance man in our old apartment complex was laughing his ass off when that happened. And I'm walking the dog, and a little chihuahua off leash comes yapping at her, and she's pulling me back home with her tail between her legs. The manager or the maintenance guy just laughing his butt off. Yeah, I know. She's a pit bull. She could easily take care of it, but that little thing must be terrifying as all hell. So, but yeah, I need something that can, that has that protective instinct in it. I mean, she does when it comes to people. Like if there's a stranger at the door.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah, that's different. But other animals, not so much.
yeah. It's hard to get an all-around dog that does everything.
Yeah.
Either half the time they'll eat all your animals and protect you, or they'll protect the animals and you're just another, whatever. I don't care. I'll sleep through that.
That is something I worry.
They walk up to anybody and everybody and just wag their tail, any person,
Right? Yeah. There's a few people out here that have those kind of dogs. Like if a burglar ever did come, they would just give him kisses.
Yeah. Well, and that's the way dogs are trained nowadays. That's 90% of them.
Yeah. So yeah, I need to get another dog. So I mean, I don't know, the blue heeler or whatever. That's the one the wife kind of wants. I wouldn't mind a hound dog. And then I guess she says that the one that you were talking about is one that she likes too. I guess it's kind of like a furry lab or something. I don't know.
It's bigger than a lab. I wouldn't say it's furry. I mean, it's got long hair, but
yeah. Now, do you recommend it being an outside dog, or? I mean, it should be, right?
It should be able to sleep with the animals or out there with them. I mean, it shouldn't be too spoiled.
Right.
I mean, ours does both. I mean, it'll stay inside, but it has no problem sleeping outside. It doesn't like beg to come in or nothing. So it'll sleep right out there, right next to the chicken coop and where the other animals are, no problem.
Yeah, my dog doesn't like being outside without us.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think. Yeah, it's just when we first got her, we just had her chained up in that area, like we had a chain out there and just to get her used to. Hey, this is your area. Stay here. But and then after a while, she just she got it.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard around here because I got a bunch of softies. My wife and my mother and even my daughter.
Right.
As soon as that dog whimpers wanting to come in, they would be like, "But she's sad."
Yeah, training dogs is something like that. Is always goes against the instincts of a lot of people when you're used to just petting on them and everything and just loving on them all the time. It's like, yeah, working dogs got to do some work. It doesn't just get off with pets all the time and snacks.
Boy, you get one like that, you got one that you're not going to be able to do nothing with. Because I had my dog went and visited with some people, and they'd let him eat at the kitchen table and lay on the couch with them. And I had to go get my dog and bring him home and chain him up. And I told everybody I had to put him back through dog 101 because he'd stand out there. He wouldn't get in the doghouse when it's raining. He'd stand out there with the chain tight whining, I need to come in. And I said, get in that doghouse.
Yeah, see, that's going to be rough. That's going to be hard around my house with all the women.
Dude, boy, yeah. Oh.
That's exactly what my dog does. She gets up on the couch and gets lovins and snacks and the whole. I tell them don't feed her from the table because that's why she begs. If you just stop doing that, maybe she wouldn't start. Keep begging.
Right.
Yeah, none of them will do it. They all say, yeah, I know, but this one time, yeah.
It's one time. Yeah, one time turns into every time.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. It's annoying. So I'll definitely try, but I can't. I have no idea if it'll work.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Sparks out there says, get a Kangal or a Mastiff.
Holy crap, Mastiffs. Aren't those like the really big ones that like lived for 8 years?
Different breeds. I mean, there's different types of Mastiffs, but they're generally a bigger dog. Yeah. Bigger. Not just big dog, but bigger.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what a Kangal is, though. I've never heard of that.
No, I haven't.
Hey, we're talking, Tony.
Yeah, I got cut off, but I just had this funny story right now. So I was talking about black folks and stuff. And the customers I'm waiting on right now were some older black folks, probably like 50s, 60s. Definitely the elderly that was with us, probably like 70s, 80s. But I'm waiting on them. I just got done. And anyways, he's from Vegas, so we get to talking and stuff. But to me, it's funny because black older folks are super like conservative. They're not with the whole gay stuff and all that. So immediately he's like, "Oh, you're from over on such and such side of town?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm from over there." He's like, "Man, what's up with that? With all the schools over there?" He's like, "The dykes go over there, the gays go over there," and it's hilarious, dude. Because I ran into this black lady a couple weeks ago, older black lady, and the same thing. She's like, "I'm not with that shit." Like maybe they were trying to say black people are with it, and they're trying to make a spectacle of black people, especially black men, making them out to be gay. But these folks are, these older folks are super conservative. They're not, I mean, I didn't say shit about politics. I didn't say nothing about gays or nothing. That was all on them. You know what I mean? And I'm not offended. I'm chuckling. I'm chuckling. But it's just funny because the way the media and the way everything plays black people out to be like, what I mean? Like there's always got to be a gay black dude and everything. There's always, and it's like it couldn't be further from the truth because black people are conservative, the older folks anyways, big time. It's my story. I just got done right now. And he tipped me. I ain't never got a tip. I ain't never got a tip from a black person before. I ain't gonna lie. He just won some game, though. He just bet on something and he won. So he's just like, hold on. Let me go get some change. Fuck yeah. Right on. Anyways, I'm on my way home as soon as I drop this off, so. I got all by it, huh? I'm over here off the strip, man. I hate it.
How hot is it down there?
Fuck, the temp says 84 on the vehicle, so 80 or something. I'm sweating, I tell you that much.
It was a warm day here too,
That's
man.
9:30 at night.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to get up to 96 or something in the next couple days.
Wow.
And then I think it's supposed to get windy and chilly again.
It was 75 here. That's hot enough for me.
It was probably mid-80s here, but now that the sun's down, obviously it's a lot cooler. It's probably in the 50s now, which is really nice. But there's no cement like there is in Vegas and Phoenix and all those places. So.
The thing, I'm fine with the heat. I love it. I can handle it. It don't bother me. The thing that drives me crazy is that the freaking AC does not shut off in the summertime. I hate it. Like,
all right.
It just stays on. Like, my girl's got it on already, and it hasn't turned off in, like, 2 weeks. It just goes.
Right.
I'm not going to miss that one bit, man. Phoenix, it was $400 a month for, like, 7 or 8 months out of the year.
Man, I got my windows open for, like, the last week. And probably for the next 2 months, I'll have just my windows open. That'll be it.
They hit us. NV Energy hit us up the other day and asked us, do we want to get on a payment plan so that our bill is the same throughout the summer? Like we're not behind or nothing, but basically, like, do you want to sign up so that your bill stays the same through the summer? And I don't know.
They prorate it, dude. They take how much it is all year and prorate it, and they break it up into like 12 payments. So
you might be paying less. You'll be paying less during the summer, but you'll be paying more during the winter.
Right. Go either way.
Yeah, I figure I just leave it how it is now, Fuck it.
I think Tony's breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, once again, he's got worse signal than I do, and
he's in the middle of town too.
I was going through a tunnel.
Oh,
tunnel? What tunnel?
I was going through one of the 2 tunnels in Vegas.
I didn't know there were tunnels in Vegas.
The one by the convention center by DI that goes under the strip.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. I know of one at least. Now that you mention it. Yeah, I was thinking Stinger. Also, what you got? You can get a donkey or an alpaca. They're pretty good for coyotes.
Right
I
on.
forgot about that.
Yeah, I think I heard about the donkey thing. I didn't really hear about the alpaca, although there's alpaca farms around here, and that's actually where we get our manure. So, but you have to have more than one of them because they're a social animal. And the lady we talked to anyway says that, and she doesn't sell them by one at a time. Got to buy a minimum of 2.
Oh, well, I mean, because if you got a donkey with other herd animals, like we got sheep and goats, they would work.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a herd. But yeah, that's true. You don't want to have them by themselves. They're not. But yeah, so they're supposed to be really good. I've seen pictures and I couldn't believe them. But yeah, get a donkey is another tool if something's going to be outside with a herd. It's not going to have that tendency to be with humans so much.
Yeah, but then it's gonna hee haw all night long, and that's gonna be annoying as shit.
It's bark all night, hee haw all night. I mean, you gotta take. You're in the country now.
I know, but
you're gonna have the chickens up at 03. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I can handle chickens more than I can handle donkeys. So with the noise, I don't know why, but donkeys just annoy the piss out of me when they start going.
Learn to love it. Learn to love it.
Hey man, I'm loving that Jeep, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna do you right.
Dude, that thing drives. It don't drive like it's 22 years old. That thing drives on a cloud. It's crazy.
Nice.
I think I hit gold with this one. Hopefully.
Put some tires on that thing and get a lift. It'll ride different.
I don't know that I will put a lift on it. I mean, maybe.
Tony going down the strip doing the little bouncing.
I think I might have to put a lift on it just to beef it up in the back. So when I start stacking stuff on it, because I'm gonna get one of those bumpers with the spare tire rig and all that, and do all that kind of stuff, Damn, Chinatown is woo! Don't come over here to Chinatown if you're married. There's trouble right? Over here. I got blinders on. I go through here.
Yeah.
I would love to have a Jeep, but I can't live without my truck, man. I just hauled all that metal roofing home, and it's like sitting half out of my bed. It's that long, and there's no way I could have.
I totally understand you. I don't know. When I get a truck, it's going to be the right time, and I don't want to half-ass it. And these Jeeps all day, man, you could pick them up for, $2,000 to $5,000, and they're good, man. I mean, this one's got 188,000 miles on it,
Yeah, but they run pretty long. Yeah.
Yeah, you would think that 188,000 miles, that any other car is about to fall apart, except for maybe a Toyota,
Right.
But
no, I'd love to get a Jeep.
Runs smooth, man. I like it. My girl likes it too. She's surprised. She jumped into it. She's like, it's got that old smell to it. I was like, I know.
Old smell?
Yeah, that classic, that classic Ron
smell.
Dude, 22 years old. That thing's, it's not a smoker either. I'm lucky for that. No smoker. He had a dog or something. There's some dog hair in it, but that's about the worst.
I see. Yeah.
I'm stoked though, man. I feel like I got a new gun. Like that's the kind of excitement I got about it.
Yeah.
It's customizable, bro. Those things are you could customize them to no end. See
this, Tony?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it's a Savage Model 11 308.
Them Savages are nice. I miss mine.
Yeah. Well, this isn't mine. I'm fixing it for a friend. He had a lot of issues with it, but and I've been wanting a Savage for a long time, so it's been kind of nice getting to play with it.
Yeah, I had that Savage Model 110, I think it was. That thing was a beast. That was a 30-06, but that thing was a beast.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I would imagine.
Today's my Friday, man, so I'm about to dump this stuff off, go grab some Sierra Nevadas, and shoot home.
Call it a night. It's that time.
Yeah, I'm done. This last 2 nights have been short nights, but whatever. I can't complain. I'm almost out of here. Like, I got 2 more days, and then I go to the new job. So I think they're winding me down or whatever.
What do you mean?
I'm going to. Oh shit! Yeah, I gotta take care of that. I start at the big job on next Monday.
Oh, I didn't know there was a big job.
I'm pretty sure I told you. I'll text you. That's all I need to do is throw it out there. People start trying to get me fired before I even start.
Oh, there you go. Oh, okay.
You got haters, Tony? Yeah.
Tony doesn't have haters.
I wouldn't think so.
I got kind of less haters since I left the other channel, or since I left, whatever you want to call it. Since I haven't been doing videos over there, I don't really get that much hate mail. I guess everybody knows what to expect from this other channel I'm on.
No,
Bunch of faggotry.
Exactly.
Cuckery.
My wife is complaining. She's always complaining, but complaining today that I'm monotone. I'm like, I told her, I said, I got to hear that from the fucking people on YouTube. I don't need to hear that shit from my wife, too. You know?
Yep.
I can't help it. I'm monotone unless I get excited. You know?
Yeah. Even then, I'm not too excited.
This Kanye thing's exciting a little, if it's real.
Well, you could do like old Cuomo did and put an inflection on everything. When you get done talking, it sounds different.
It sounds like a question.
Just start telling everybody you're a gay, black, lesbian. That's in control of your female parts. Cuomo lost his mind.
I guess.
People voted for him, though, so that's just a reflection of the people in New York.
Because he's a good governor.
Because he has the letter D.
And he loves us.
Or not. Yeah, that's some bizarre stuff. What was that story out of Arizona, Stinger, about, I don't know, was there a surprise election or a special election yesterday?
Was there?
Well, I think it was for just one congressional district. I don't think it was a statewide deal. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, but I guess the Democrats were all happy that they were doing well or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know that Jeff Flake is leaving, but I don't think that's going to be a special election. Hopefully it wasn't already, because I got to start watching the freaking news, apparently. Fuck.
Be prepared to be depressed.
Yeah, see, that's one of the main reasons why I haven't been watching the news. I've been having too much damn fun out here.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't watch the news, man. Everything's on the internet, Twitter. I don't watch the news at all.
Internet's harder to do for me sometimes.
Well, yeah, for sure. Where you're at?
Yeah, and I mean, there's not really local. I guess I don't. Maybe there is, but I don't know of the local internet sites. I know the Drudge Report and a few other, little things that I can look for global news, but I haven't even really thought about trying to look for local news online. Other than the actual news organization, local news places, their own websites, maybe I could do. But I don't know.
Dude, I have so much fun doing the Vegas thing. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of made it like interesting again to me, Covering the Vegas stuff, the Northtown stuff, whatever, like, oh shit, it sets me apart anyways from everybody's covering the same thing. You jump on here, you're covering the same story that fucking 1,000 other people are covering,
Nah, man, nobody else is talking about Kanye like we are. It's all about how we do it, not what we talk about.
I think it's funny, though, because the people that get paid and are tasked with the job of journalism here don't fucking do their job. So I think that's hilarious in itself. Take some dude on YouTube with a sailor mouth to cover the news,
Oh, boy, you've covered it a couple times, too, that sailor has.
And I ain't even getting paid for it. I mean, what's their excuse for unhonest bull crap,
I do the news out here, but my string keeps breaking and my tin cans got rusty, so I lost comm for a while.
My tinfoil hat doesn't get good reception.
You see the new it's not the Twitter handle. I don't know if it's the handle or the whatever, but the new Twitter handle is comms in the wire.
Oh yeah, I saw that. You changed the Twitter front name.
Yeah, I still got the all comms denied, but fix my little
I don't think
a little bit.
Most people don't get it. I don't think.
I hate communists. That's my credo.
I'm okay not getting things.
I think I was brainwashed at an early age against communism, and it's kind of hard to give up, I guess.
Yeah, that's truth right there.
The funny thing is, growing up in the 80s, I learned that too. But I mean, I guess it fell apart, in the 90s or early 2000s? Because I know in the 80s, I was told the same thing. Communism is fucking bad. Punch a commie for mommy.
You see the Communist Manifesto of 1963? I don't remember where I saw that. It might have been a video on YouTube, but I mean, it details that they need to get into the schools, they need to get into the government, and they need to change these things within like that and get the kids at a young age. Back in 1963, and in Hollywood, and I mean, you can almost go down that whole thing and check.
Right, yeah, just checking off the check marks as they go, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got 520 out there. What's up, 520? Thanks for jumping in. Talking about something about a illegal shutting down the freeway and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, he'd have more of those down there for sure.
I would guess Riddle Girl's saying there's something about people holding road signs. Is that part of the election deal? Red for red.
Oh yeah, there's an election, or there's a thing for the education board. I guess they're going on strike because they don't get paid enough or some shit like that.
Oh, support teachers and stuff. Oh.
Yeah, wear red for education or whatever because they want more money, I think. But yeah, she's down in the valley right now.
I feel like I don't even know at this point what they're doing.
I really give a shit. Yeah. I guess I should. And that's why I come on here, is so I can figure out what the hell's going on. Because other than you guys, I have no idea.
Man, I don't know if I'd be relying on us for that important information.
It's not that
we get off the rails pretty quick around here,
Yeah,
I've had Lib a little bit. I mean, it started out as a small paper cut. And when it was over with, her head was cut off and she was squirting blood all over the wall. So. Yeah, it might get out. You might get exaggerated news details. You got to make it exciting, man.
I was just looking to that story about some election down there that the Democrats are all excited about because I don't know if they won or they were just really competitive and they were happy or something.
Could be.
It's dangerous when Democrats are happy.
Is it? Or is it dangerous when any politician is happy?
Well, I'm not talking about politicians. I'm talking about the people, all the people voting for them and stuff. The masses.
Yeah. More socialism. Yay.
The teachers not wanting more money. I know when they did that deal when they did that big march up there in Washington, that I guess it's the director of the Baltimore school system came out and said they didn't have money to, or somebody said they didn't have money to pay the heating bill, that they owed money on the heating bill on the schools, but they took like 15 buses full of kids and bought all of them T-shirts, but they ain't got money to pay the, yeah, that's where the teachers' money's going. I'm gonna kill it.
Yep.
What's that, Tony?
Funny. Weird.
Oh.
I was talking to the guy and his family right now. He was saying the same thing. He's like, we're 50 at an education out of 51. You know, DC's behind us, but we were both laughing. You know, because I mean, fucking, we're behind Mississippi. I mean, that's terrible. That is, I mean. It's on purpose. Nevada's designed that way, you know, keep the populace not very well educated. That way they can move into the industry jobs.
Just keep them entertained, right?
Yep.
Whole bunch of distractions. The more distractions there are, the less you bitch about it. That's why I think if cell phones ever went down due to EMP or whatever, oh boy, would the masses rise up on that one.
Oh man, there'd be people who had PTSD. They'd have to go for therapy. They wouldn't know what to do with their hand because they hadn't got a cell phone in looking at. What are they going to do with their hand? They're going to have to give them a block of wood or a deck of cards or something.
Well, I know what I did with my hands back in the 80s without cell phones. Never mind.
We won't go that route.
Yeah.
I guess 520 says the Republican won the special election. I guess that's what we were talking about, but I guess the Democrats were just happy to compete.
I don't know. Arizona goes Democrat every once in a while. We had, what was it? No, not Jan Brewer. She was actually good. Yeah, we had Napolitano or Janet Napolitano or whatever as a governor, I guess, at one time. Not while I was here, luckily, but back in the 2000s, I guess. Couldn't believe that.
Well, we kind of got screwed on our election this year because they put Doug Jones, a Democrat, in, and I don't know if they're ever going to do anything about it. There's a bunch of investigations going on, but dude, they stole that election. The numbers didn't add up. What do you do?
I don't know. If you complain, then you're a racist xenophobe. Right?
Well, if you said you like Roy Moore, you were, he's crazy, he's a womanizer, he's this, he's that. Yeah. Holy cow!
Now you support people who rape people. You know, you're.
Yeah, I've heard just a very little bit about the Kanye deal. I ain't heard much about it. I know there's a couple people that's jumped up and down about it, but I don't know. Somebody said back when they committed him to some kind of a mental hospital or something, or he went in for treatment.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. What caused that. I remember somebody was mentioning that earlier on Twitter, I think, or maybe it was G Plus, and they had said that. And I was like, oh yeah, and it was because something he said wasn't politically correct or something,
that's right.
And I can't remember what it was.
He got off the given narrative. He got off the given script, and they.
Wow.
There's something wrong with him, dude.
I guess he's relapsing. He's relapsing. They're going to have to send him back.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that might be the outcome here. He goes home and Kim puts a smackdown on him.
Yep.
Hey, that sounds like 1984, dude.
Right? You say the wrong thing, you go to a mental institution. Got to get reprogrammed.
Yeah. Hey, you got to be evaluated, man. I can't believe that came out of your mouth. We got to run, take you down and run a probe in your head.
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure as far off the wall as he was 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, I don't know. You probably don't follow it much, Saints, but it's like when you're working around the young crew with all the Marines and stuff, they listen to that crap, and you just hear of it in the side, in side conversations. It's like, this guy's off his rocker, But he was making money.
Oh yeah, he's drawing a crowd too, big crowds.
Welcome back, Tony. Driving?
Yeah, I'm fucking heading home from the strip.
It was a good day for you?
It's all right. I don't know. It's kind of sucks working down here because I live so far. It's almost not worth it. I mean, the time I spend in traffic. They got the 15 ripped in half like 3 different times. It's ridiculous. So
when isn't there road construction there?
Yeah, dude. If people got to go to work down that 15, some days it takes me 10, 15 minutes to get to work. Other days it'll take me an hour. Just depends. It's just ridiculous. I like this Jeep though. I can move people out of the way. I couldn't do that in my wife's car.
You just give him a little nudge back there.
Yeah, the only reason if I did lift this thing is so I can get a little bit more on people,
Yeah.
I box people out, man. I don't care.
I don't know. I almost bought a lifted Suburban. I test drove that, and boy, I loved it. That was freaking awesome. I've never been up so high in a vehicle since I was driving a semi truck.
I think it's funny, like the Jeep, the Wrangler's is not like a big car, big vehicle, but people like get all edgy and get in your business. I'm like, you realize I've got steel bumpers, right? Like I don't care. You're not gonna phase me. Like you're gonna rip off whatever you hit me with. People don't think.
I gotta get the bumpers done right away. After I put some money and make sure this engine is squared away with my mechanic, then I'll probably do the both bumpers first.
Hey, you already got that tow bar mount on the front, the receivers for the tow bar, dude. You put you a special event bumper on there for like roadblocks and protesters and stuff, dude. Just
go Death Race 2000 on them.
Well,
probably pretty easy for you to put a cow catcher out front or something.
Yeah, when you get done, you just unplug it, put it in the back, shut the hatch, and go on. Get the hair out of it. T-shirts.
You guys want to see what a Las Vegas dickhead looks like?
You gonna show us you?
What have you been looking at for the last hour?
Right?
Oh, yeah, here you go.
That rampant
Fucking retards. So gay. I'm sorry, dude. I don't go that way, dude. I don't know.
Imagine, I mean, if you're coming to Vegas, you know, and you got the money, why not, right?
I'm about to roll up on him in this Cherokee, though.
Roll your window down. Say, you be careful. I don't want you hitting my $3,000 car.
Roll up right over the front of them fuckers. I had no lift.
Yeah, they make good ramps, I'm sure.
Hell yeah, get an oil change while I'm at it. Oh my god, people are just terrible, dude. Move. Fuck. Bro, I drive like playing basketball. I box people out. I do not care. Been
Yeah,
driving
you got a lot more issues there than we do up here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I had a dude in a Tesla like try to run me off the road the other day, dude. About lost my shit.
When I go to town, I'm lucky to see 3 cars on the way there, just so you know.
Put you one of them LEDs on top of that thing. Give them some light therapy.
Oh yeah, bro. These people are so stupid. Like the lane ended like fucking forever ago, and yet they're over here trying to cut in. Want to see me do an accident? Fucking moron. Look, she's still going. Still going. Ran out of road. Still going. She's got no road left, and she's still going. Sorry.
Tony, you need to do more videos while you're driving.
Dude, I lost my GoPro. I need to get another one.
Yeah, you do. Shit's hilarious.
Them 6s, the audio's like a lot more clear on them. Them new ones, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about maybe getting another one, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'd love to do it too, but man, I haven't been making videos, so I can't justify it, you know? I've been too busy doing other stuff. Not busy, you know. Can't pick up a camera, apparently.
That looked like a Death Race 2000 move there.
Yeah.
Telling me, dude, every night, every day, it's the same shit. You got to go down to like 2 lanes, and these people, they just don't get it. We do the same thing every night. They should be pros.
Yeah, but half of them are tourists, so they don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. They ripped this freeway up so bad. I don't understand. I don't understand how they do that. I mean, bloated salaries, forever never ending construction, and just this city's out of control, man.
Yeah, we're just gonna stay locked in on you, Tony. Just wait for the accident to happen. At least we'll get it live here.
Yep, the people down there, the visitors you got there, they're looking everywhere but where they're going.
Oh, ain't that the truth?
You fuck with me. Get out of my way.
Are you still in the work vehicle, or are you in yours?
I'm in the Jeep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I drive a little panel van at work. That thing don't get no love.
Yeah. It's like a relatively...
You got the undercovers right ahead of me, right? No, it's not. Never mind. Look like them, though. And here's where it starts getting all in. Oh, man.
I bet half them people had to put new brakes on every 3 months.
On this thing?
Man, no, the people out there driving, everybody's stabbing their brakes.
Oh yeah, dude. I think it's one of my biggest pet peeves is being behind people and they just tapping it, or holding it and tapping it and holding it. Like, what are you doing? You know, like, just don't press the gas. It's the same thing, motherfucker.
Hell, you saying that pissed me off. I'm not even in the car with you. I'm just watching.
Yeah, it's, dude, this is what used to be the freeway. That used to be the I-15. Now it's just a big hole in the earth.
Hell, stick that cell phone out the window where I can holler at them.
So what are they doing over there where it used to be?
I guess they're ripping out the old freeway and putting a new one in. I don't know what they're doing, man. They're supposed to be extending the freeway from the Spaghetti Bowl all the way to Sahara. And so that involves ripping the whole freeway out all at the same time, I guess.
So you're on just highway just made just special for that.
I'm on the 15 heading north, like heading to Utah.
Yeah. How's the Raiders Stadium coming along?
It's just a big hole in the ground still. I thought they'd be putting the pylons in or whatever, or maybe they are. I don't know. It's a big hole, so you can, until they start popping up out of that hole they're in, you can't really see anything.
Right.
But there's all the work trailers on there, the cranes, all the equipment's there. They're working on it. I think they're still securing all the stuff. I know they got the bond secure and some other stuff, but I think they're dragging their feet on some paperwork or something. I imagine when they get going, they're going to be flying on that thing, because when they did that T-Mobile Arena, I was doing updates, every week, and it was moving along, so we'll see. It's a mess out here, though, man. I guess that's better than when we were dead, though, and nothing's going.
Right. Yeah. Like 8 years ago, nothing was going on, right?
Nothing. Everything was stalled out. They couldn't build a 7-Eleven in this town. Now everything's under construction. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of like that up here. Things are really picking up. I mean, home prices alone are crazy.
Yeah, are out of control. So I guess that's a sign of a healthy economy in Nevada, because the last time I remember everything going good is when the housing market was booming, and it's booming again. So everybody's telling me I need to hurry up. You need to buy a house now. You got to buy a house now. I'm like, dude, I don't even plan on living here.
How long have you been out west, HD? You been out there a while?
Yeah, basically 18 years,
Oh,
I should say.
I got you.
Yeah, I took a break from it for 10 years, but I've lived in Arizona most of my life, other than 10 years of it.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of things are just happening for Nevada, you know. I think maybe it's the perfect storm. There's just Nevada, especially Vegas. Vegas always finds a way to redeem itself when it's down in the gutter. You know, time and time again, all the way since 1905 or whatever we've been a city. Every time Vegas was down on its luck, Lady Luck came through and we got going again. So I think the weed thing is a way bigger thing than people are giving credit to. Like, that's 50 million or whatever it is in state tax money that was not there last year. You know what I mean? And that's not chump change.
Right. Yeah, the
With
weed.
that, when you see a dispensary out on the corner that just opened up, and you see the strip mall around it that was dead, and now there's stores all around because, you know what I mean, the dispensary is creating foot traffic, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the housing's coming back. We got the weed thing. We got guns out here. As much as the Democrats and all them idiots would love to destroy our way of life out here, I mean, Nevada is flourishing, in my opinion. Northtown just got their credit rating bumped back up, so they're going to be spending money left and right, and they already are. So,
spending money they don't have.
good time.
Other OPM, other people's money.
Exactly. But that's how they judge you on your economy, or your economy being healthy or whatever, is your ability to borrow money, right?
Yeah, that's a big deal. Yep, you're right, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think they said construction costs up here had went up like 35% in the last 2 years, something crazy like that. Just the cost to build has increased that much. Did we lose Tony?
Yeah, he probably drove through another tunnel.
Yeah, well, he may cut off because he's getting close to home, but it's all good.
Yeah,
but yeah, you're out there, Stinger. You won't even see it if the economy takes off.
no, I won't even know, dude. I swear I don't watch the news or even hear the news. If an EMP goes off or we get nuked, well, maybe if we get nuked, I might know about it, but I really probably should pay more attention to that kind of stuff. I don't know. It just upsets me every time I watch the news for too long. So,
yeah, that's why I don't do it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
One thing about it, Stinger, everybody may be sitting in the dark 2 or 3 days before you figure out there ain't nobody got no power but you too, though.
Yeah, I'll have to make a trip to town for something and realize it.
Hey, how long y'all been without power? About 4 days. Huh? How about that?
The only time I'm out of power, I'm not even out of power when it's cloudy. I have like a 2-day window of cloud cover that I can still function no problem in, and then after 2 days of clouds, then I got to fire up the generator for a few hours. But yeah,
that's a pretty good problem to have right there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, especially in this state where 90% of it's sunny.
Yeah.
So now if I can just get the water catchment thing fixed up, which, a little bit of that metal roofing is going to be for that. So, but I really need to upgrade my storage units. I got to get more water storage capacity. If I do that, I'll be looking good.
Small goals, right?
A little bit at a time, man. It's overwhelming. I'm trying to do all these things, and you only get, only got so much money and so much time.
Yeah, I think time is more of a factor than anything. It's like I can find ways to work around and get things on the cheap or whatever, but time is just.
Yeah, it's difficult, and especially for me. I'm not used to it, man. I'm still trying to get used to it. I'm doing all right. I think I'm getting there. I'm getting a lot more active than I used to be, obviously, because in Phoenix, living in an apartment wasn't much to do. So I got plenty more stuff to do out here. But, I had a broken ankle, and being out of shape, that never helps. So little bit by little bit, it's getting better. The ankle's getting better. The out of shape is getting better.
Right.
So it'll be there.
No doubt.
Can't do it in a day.
Yeah, a couple years from now, you'll turn around, things will be completely different, and be like, "How did that happen?"
Yeah, I'll be happy with that. Now, if there's nothing to do or something, it just drives me nuts. I'm like walking the property trying to figure out what to do. And that's happened a couple times where, we didn't have money for lumber or something, and I wanted something to do. So I just go out and look.
You got to knock it out while you can, because you got to look down the road at wore out kneecaps and wore out back and wore out shoulders and beat up ankles and everything else. So you got to get it while you can get it,
Yeah.
If just go out and stack rocks.
Ha! I don't know if I'm that bored, but I'll remember that. Yeah, we got plenty of them out here for sure. It's a very rocky soil.
Have you got it? Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, I figured. I think you mentioned that before, but
Yeah.
I had a good picture of what you're dealing with. I think. And
Yeah. Yeah, one of these days, I'll show you guys on video or something the rock pile that came out of where we put our solar array, because they had to use jackhammers on that for just going down a foot.
Did you ever? Are you still working on your gap in your fence, or is that?
Yeah, I'm still wanting to do that. I'm feeling better, so we should be able to do it soon. But I mean, at first I was thinking I'd just go out there and redo those posts because they're just the T posts that you drive in. And I think that might work on this side of the fence. Well, this side of the fence over here. But the other one is the corner of the fence where, it's more structural sound. It's actually like steel pipe that goes in and it's cemented in. But that got washed out last time we had a really powerful rain. It was right before we bought the place, actually. So I'm not exactly sure on how to do that. I'm guessing I'm going to tie something up with my truck and pull it tight and dig it deeper and put more cement in there. But that's my uneducated opinion on it. I gotta get some other opinions for it, though, I think.
You put you some cross bracing in there like they do a corner of a cattle fence. They'll put a kicker on it or a footer on it, to brace it up.
Might be an idea. Yeah, I don't even know what I'll need. I mean, all the fencing's still there, technically, right? It's just loose and needs to be put back in and maybe reinforced a little bit. So I guess I need cement, right? I need cement and I need know-how. So that's what it is, I think. I mean, for a long time I couldn't do anything because I couldn't walk very well. Now I'm actually able to get around better. So that should be something that's on my list again pretty soon, for sure. But now I'm worried that the cattle like coming through my land so darn much that if I put that fence up, they're going to tear it down. Hope not, but I don't know.
Just put like you do a scarecrow. Maybe just put some noisemakers on it or something.
I should get one of those Halloween motion sensor Grim Reapers.
Maybe not that crazy.
Another battery powered, I think. So.
I've never known. Well, I mean, cattle are different, I guess, but I've never known them to be that stubborn that they would just. They're still kind of skittish a lot of times.
Yeah.
So if you just put something that makes some noise or something in their way, a couple of pie pans, attached to your post or something.
Yep, you tie streamers. They tie that looks like old survey tape.
Yeah.
Tie streamers on the fence too, like keep deer from running into it.
Huh.
But how cows tear your daggone fence up, so leaning up against it, trying to reach through and get what's on the other side.
Yeah.
Freaking 1,000-pound cow or 800-pound cow, Dave, he'd lean on one of them T-posts, it'd break over like a little pine tree.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder what the hell barbed wire is even for if they don't give a crap. I guess it's not for cows. That or we get some razor wire.
I don't know if I'd use it. I wouldn't use razor wire, I don't think.
Then you have to go out there with the chainsaw and get the cow out.
Yeah, you'd maim somebody's animals and they'd be mad at you for that.
Dude,
yeah, maybe.
Once it got in there and started kicking, that stuff's like a magnet. Once you get in it, dude, it'll grab you all over, and then it's wound up in there. And Beller, you got to run out there and do something quick.
Yeah, because the animal's just going to start screaming more. And the only thing you can do is hold still until somebody gets you out. Animals don't like to hold still.
No. Yeah. That's my dilemma. It's been kind of on the back burner. I guess kind of got used to it, but I would like to get that fixed.
Yeah, that would be one of my top priorities. I'm a big fan of perimeter security.
Yeah, that I need to get more into that too. I've been thinking about that. I need to get some trail cameras, and I know I need to get a good flashlight for having to look around at nighttime because it's pitch black out here.
I was going to say that earlier when you were talking about coyotes. You said you hadn't seen any.
Yeah.
Dude, you put the deer camera out there, you'll find out what's running right on your property, and there'll be a lot of stuff out there that you say, man, I didn't know that was out here, because that's what I did down here.
Yeah.
I put out a couple of, and not that far from my house, and set it up and look. I mean, just over a little rise. On the other side of that rise, dude, there's about everything in the book came through.
Yeah.
Deer, coyote, raccoons, possums, rabbits, squirrels. I caught everything on that deer camera. Even some old dogs that I guess they're neighbor dogs. I'd never seen them before, but I got them on deer camera.
Yeah, the guy I got this rifle from that I'm fixing it for, he's got a trail cam. He said that he gets mostly just jackrabbits on, but he actually got a mountain lion on it once. And
Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Gonna have to watch out for those. Yeah.
Right. Hey, 520's got a recommendation. It says, wait until you get a few nice steers inside your fence and then fix it.
I would love to do that. My mom's a goody two shoes, though. She would not go for that at all. And we're on first. We have the phone number of the cattle rancher now because near our place is a watering hole for the cattle, and now that it's getting to be spring or whatever, it's getting soft, and there's been a couple cows get stuck in it. So when we drive by and we see a cow stuck in it, and give them a call, and they come and get it out. But I think today there was one stuck in it with its head buried in the mud. So I don't think that one got out alive, but it wasn't in there when we came back through. So they must have got it out. Hopefully it's alive. I don't know. But the cattle rancher that owns these cattle is not a great cattle rancher. The cows are always looking thin.
Your professional opinion?
Yeah, that's my city boy opinion. Yeah, no, my family's cattle ranchers, right? My mom's whole side is cattle ranchers up in Idaho. So I have a little background with it. Come on
now. I just give you a hard time, man.
I mean, I haven't done it myself, but I know people who have.
Well, certain things are common sense, you would think, and
yeah. Well, I think they just graze them. They don't give them any extra feed or whatever. And I don't know. This isn't the greatest grazing plain area, So they're definitely thin and they wander everywhere, which obviously, whatever, don't mind that. But if you know this watering hole is an issue, and you control this watering hole, fix it. I mean, I would hate if those were my cows, I wouldn't want to lose one. Those are good $1,000 each, right?
Right.
So,
right.
Well, if you had to shoot one, just tell them that it was attacking you.
It was coming right for us.
You were in fear for your life, so you shot and butchered out a steer. So self-defense.
Yeah, that would be tasty. They do have sales that you can go in on with other people for meat. When it comes to butchering time, you can get like half a cow for $500. I figure if we got a half a cow canned most of it or whatever, that'd last us almost the whole year.
Yeah, you'd figure. Well, you're what, 3 people feeding 3 or 4 people?
3, yeah, mainly. Yeah. But I mean, beef is not going to be our only meat that we're going to eat. Obviously.
Yeah.
Gonna have some chicken here and there.
Yeah, pretty good deal. I wonder if Tony got home yet, or if he's going to jump back in here, if he's going to call tonight.
All right.
He's probably going to start up his own chat. Give him a minute to see if he steps back in here.
13 minutes ago, he said he lost signal, but he was almost home.
Oh yeah. Where did he say that?
Well, that's in the People's Tavern chat, G plus.
Oh,
Little, I don't know, these little pop-up windows you can chat with people with.
what?
You know how there's two inner chats? There's the inner chat that's right next to us, with our pictures. But then where you send a link, sometimes there's another chat that can go on in there.
Oh, just like in the thread in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
he commented on that.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I didn't see that. It didn't pop up on my end.
Well, yeah, I don't
Or is
know.
it the link you sent him?
I don't know, man. It just says the People's Tavern chat's on it.
Yeah.
I don't know how this newfangled technology works.
Yeah.
Lucky I got in.
Chat when in Google Hangouts, he put in there lost signal almost home.
There you go. He knows it.
It's that ghost link with no links, no ID, nothing, and HD's not in here. The Invisible Man.
Right. Yeah, Google's all kinds of screwy. You figure after all these years they would have gotten this figured out.
They did, like 3 years ago. It was perfect. But apparently not perfect enough, so they had to change it. I think they're trying to gear it more towards gamers or people that are going to do some sort of stream with a Bandicam or, some sort of emulator. I suppose we don't make them much money talking about politics.
Well, if somebody come up with a platform similar to this, buddy, there'd be a few people still hang out on YouTube, but if it was like the original YouTube, I believe they'd leave in mass.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I like the Utah Gun Exchange site. I mean, it's very cool. It's a very good site for posting videos, but really you're preaching to the choir. Obviously, if you're going to the Utah Gun Exchange network, people are already, gun owners most likely there. But YouTube, yeah, if you get back to the freedom of speech that it was before Google bought it out, man, I'd jump on that.
Yeah, you're always looking for a good deal, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Somebody's going to have to compete with them at some point. I mean, they try to quash them pretty quick, but can't be that hard.
Well, what they say, they made Vimeo. Vimeo was taking off pretty good, and they made them an offer or something. I think it was Vimeo. It was one of them.
Yeah.
They made them an offer, and boom, they shut it down.
Yeah. Yeah, GunTube got shut down apparently too.
What?
Yeah, the GunTube.
It did?
Yeah, apparently.
I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
I don't know. I don't really know the news behind it. I just know that they were shutting down, which, I mean, I wasn't really posting anything. I tried to post over there, but for some reason I couldn't figure it out. So
I haven't heard anybody talk about it. You figured somebody would have commented on that if that was the case.
no, there's been a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of videos I watched. I don't remember exactly who off the top of my head, but yeah, they're shutting that one down. I don't think it was immediate. I think it was like, he give you a certain amount of time to figure out what you're doing, but we're shutting this thing down at the end of the whatever. Yeah.
Sounds about par for the course.
Yeah. So as soon as that happens, you go to another one, right? And then that happens, and you go to another one. And someday, maybe somebody won't sell out to Google for a couple $1 billion and actually make some money themselves.
I don't know. You throw a couple $1 billion at me, I might sell out too.
Would you? Come on, a couple $1 billion ain't worth nothing in a couple years. Shit, it's getting worth less and less every year.
I don't know. A couple years, I won't care.
Right, you just get all your preps all at once. Boom, I'm done.
Right.
Well, here's your little fun-filled factoid that everybody get a giggle out of. The University of Utah has installed a cry closet in the library for stressed and snowflake students to relieve tears in for 10 minutes at a time.
I mean, I
feel like
saw
I need
that.
to
I
go
was
to the
wondering
cry
what it was.
closet.
I didn't see the university attached to it. Yeah.
Yeah, where are we headed besides off a cliff?
I'm telling you, it's all coming to a head. We're getting to an apex moment in this country, I think. It's just too much stupidity going around.
Could you imagine walking up asking your drill instructor that where the cry closet was?
Yeah, there's a place we can put you. Yeah, it's called the whiskey locker.
Outside in a mud hole.
Lots of people got put in the whiskey locker, but it wasn't for therapy. It was a different type of therapy. That's
it's
funny.
Only for 10 minutes, Sergeant. Whoa, dude, they off a cliff. I mean, off a cliff. That's now we're gonna have them in the workplace now because we had them in high school and we had them at the university and they really helped me. So we're gonna need one here at this establishment.
That's what happens when you let the mental patients run the ward.
Oh gosh, it's just like insanity. You can't even. How do you make this stuff up? Well, it's not made up. It's real.
It sounds made up. Every damn time it sounds made up.
But why would I bother making something up that silly, you know?
Yeah. Like 20 years ago, you put that in a novel, nobody would have bought it. Everyone would have said you're full of shit. Cry room.
Yeah, it's 1984. They wrote that 80 years ago.
Tony's back in. We need his opinion on that.
Oh, there he is. Right on.
What's that?
Cry closets in libraries.
Yeah, did you see that article today, Tony? Pictures about a cry closet?
That was pretty funny with the little stuffed animals in it. Isn't that kind of weird, though, that you would put yourself in a closet? Like, I don't know. Remember Carrie? Carrie's mom used to make her go in the closet.
Oh, bringing it back around. There you go. There's a good psycho reference.
That's just crazy, dude. I don't know what's wrong with people. Like I said the other night, anybody who tries to, we're always going off on the transgenders. How about the people that just slice themselves up for no reason? Like,
right?
Oh yeah.
Well, it's funny.
The one lady who wanted to look like a lion or some crap.
But what about somebody who just, I don't know, is too lazy to take care of themselves, so they try to enhance it or something, or de-enhance it, or what? I don't know, dude. We're weird as humans, dude. Like, if you tell me you're gonna make me go to the closet, that's supposed to be my safe space. That's the opposite. That's the scary place back in the day.
We? What do you mean we? Ain't no we there, buddy. You got a rant in your pocket?
French.
It's funny because these kids are supposed to be all independent going to college and stuff, and now they can't handle it, so they cry in a closet. Are you seriously?
Okay, are they going to want that at their job if they ever get a job?
You'd be so mentally messed up.
But it's society as a whole. It's in everything we do. Like, everything is the opposite of what we were doing. Like, we used to hate commies. Now we love commies. Like, I remember thinking when all this stuff was going on, I was like, I know it's going to get bad, but there's no way that people are going to be embracing communism and socialism, like out and out, not disguised, but out and out communism. There's no way that people are going to support that. And then here we are.
Yep.
Well, it's just like that story, to kind of bring us back around. This story, this kid in England, the state's denying him care, and the state's not even denying him care. They're denying him the ability to seek care elsewhere. And there's people actually backing it. There are people actually commenting on the stories like, well, yeah, the state's doing the right thing. It's like, who would ever thought that people would defend killing a kid? Like, seriously.
Can I ask something? Because I keep seeing this story. I don't understand what's going on. So if somebody could fill me in. I don't
Well, go
understand.
back and watch the beginning of the chat, Tony.
Well, no, I know the kid, the Alfie kid, and I understand they're not letting him. The state is not okay. So what's the deal? First of all, what is his sickness? Second of all, how did the state get involved in him being alive or not?
Because it's all socialized medicine in the UK. So they make
And
all
what does he
the
have?
decisions.
He has like some.
It's some really rare illness. I didn't actually see it written, the name of it, in here in any of these articles, but I'm sure
So
it is.
because they're using socialized medicine, government-run healthcare, they're not allowed to make the decision on whether their son lives or dies, right?
Apparently, that's what the judge
If
said.
that's the situation, then that is what it is. It's sad, yeah, but that is the result of wanting that. I mean,
Sounds like death panel to me.
just like here, it's the same thing. I mean, if they start pulling the plug on people, I mean, how mad can we be? We got here not overnight. You know what I mean? So
they're
they can't get there overnight either. So
they're writing the rule book right now. So from now on, anybody that comes in that's like that, they'll go, "Oh no, when these people get like this, they'll die because we've already done blah blah blah." So they're writing their rule book right now, or trying to.
Yeah, but if you are okay with government intervention on any level, whether they're running healthcare or they're running the fucking DMV. I went to the DMV the other day, and you would think it's 2018. There's no way the DMV could be like it was back in 1990 or 2000, right? I mean, it's worse now.
Yeah, they're stuck.
No, it's the same damn people working.
It's the same shit. They build a new facility, right? A multi-million-dollar new facility. The same shit's going on with more taxpayer money on the outside to make it look nice. Like, I don't know, man. If you have the government involved at any level, you can depend on it to be screwed up. And if you gave the government that much power in the first place, you can't be surprised when they flex their power or do what they do. I mean, fuck England, dude, and fuck the people of England. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Well, and I see what you're saying there, Tony. I mean, a certain amount of chickens are coming home to roost, is part of that. But it still gets to the point of these people, they've had several opportunities to seek other care elsewhere. There's people that are offered in Italy to bring them to Italy and have treatment for this kid, and the state's not even letting them leave. And we were talking about it earlier in the chat. It's like, you want to see me go postal? That's something like that happened. That's when I went off the deep end. Like there's no way I'd burn that place down.
And that's exactly my point. You see, how come these dickheads over there ain't breaking into armories and getting their country back? These motherfuckers are past all red lines, all thin lines, all this. They should be breaking into armories right now and taking their country back. I don't know where the firearms are over there, but they need to find them. They need to take their country back. Otherwise, we're not going to get on boats, patriots. We barely got the balls to take care of our country. We're not going to get on a boat and fucking come save them. They need to pull their shit together. They need to go and take their country back. That's the bottom line. And when this guy's kid dies, maybe he's got enough guts and whatever it takes right there to lead what it's going to be or what's needed to take back that shit pile, dude, because it's bad over there.
Oh yeah. It's like it's not like the refugee situation is bad enough. Then you got stuff like this going on where the government's killing people, and destroying their lives for them.
But what are you supposed to do? Like, if you're in the situation, you got there somehow. So, you could be mad at the government, but you got to be mad at yourself too, all these years. England is overdue for a revolution like 15 times over, like at every point in time that they've ever had some type of movement to take their country back or whatever. The idea never even gets up off the ground because they don't have a history of that, right?
There's been subjects all their life. Yeah.
Forever, yeah, forever fucking ever. It's just,
Oh yeah. Okay, that's your yeah. It's been a long time since anybody stood up to the crown.
Yep.
and you see fucking what's his name, William or whatever, he's pumping babies out. He's secure in that bloodline, you know what I mean? That fucking inbred bloodline.
All right. Yeah. Yep.
All right, gents. I think I'm gonna call it an evening. Thank you very much, HDP. But I gotta get to bed. I'm tired.
We're gonna wrap it up. I gotta do the same thing. We'll wrap it up here. Call it a night. Thanks for joining us here.
Yeah, man, it's fun.
Just let us know when you get that fence line fixed.
Yeah, I gotta get on that, right?
How many people you got watching?
A few. 10. Yeah.
Send them on over to the what are we gonna call Tony's Boom Boom Room?
You gonna do the Norte chat after this?
Yeah, I just got home from work, dude. I'm wound up like a Manchurian candidate.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I saw these stories earlier tonight, and I still had stuff to do when I get home, but I got home and I said I was wanting to do a chat just to put it out there, and then we haven't had a chat in a while, and I haven't been able to do the morning chats, so I had to get on and talk to somebody.
Yeah, I'm just starting to, like I kind of, like I was saying earlier, I kind of like what I'm doing, but the only thing is, like, as big as North Las Vegas is, there's not really that much news. I mean, there's pretty much a shooting every night, but there's shootings everywhere. Yeah.
Every night.
So, I don't know. North Las Vegas needs to pump out some more news so I can stay on my show. I enjoy doing that. I feel like it's worth something, I guess. I got a Sierra Nevada too. I got a bunch of them just for.
Right on.
Friday for me. No, today's my fucking Friday.
Oh, today's your Friday?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Right on.
I'm on it.
All right, so we'll wrap it up here. You gonna do a chat after this, Tony? So you say?
Yeah, I'm gonna set it up right now.
You want to give everybody the instructions on how to get there?
It's gonna be called "I Love Beaver." Look out!
You gonna put it in the People's Tavern chats as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so everybody be on the lookout for that. Saint, you want to say anything before we cut away here?
Thanks for the invite. It's always fun, educational.
Well, sometimes just got to get it off our chest more than anything.
Pet rally.
All right, so we're going to call it good with that, folks. Thanks for coming out. Looks like we got Bikes and Bullets join us here at the end. Thanks to 520 Homestead, Jay Sparks coming out. We had quite a few earlier. America Died, 1913. Stefan Minkenberg was with us from over across the pond. Riddle Girl had some chat going on out there. Practical Outdoorist was with us. I keep on doing this out of habit, but now I always forget that people can now see the side chat when they replay the video, so there's no need to. We used to do it just so everybody knew who was in the chat later. Some habits die hard, I guess. We had M Long 5151. Walter Davis is with us. And I think that covered a Lover of Truth 32. Mr. Tommy Boy 9. Rooster Cogburn was with us for a minute. Walter Davis. I think that catches us up with everybody that was in the side chat or commented. Thanks for joining. Thanks for commenting. Hope you enjoyed the chat. Come back and see us again. Do all that fun stuff, like, share, subscribe, etc., etc. We'll try to get the morning chats back online as soon as possible. No promise. Well, I will get them back online. I just can't promise when. So just be on the lookout. If you enjoyed those or liked watching the morning chats, we'll get those back up and running as soon as possible. But again, thanks for coming out on this Wednesday hump day. Watch out for Kanye saving the world. Y'all have a good week. Rest of your week. Live free.